With the demands of work and family, finding the time to jump in the pool, ride your bike, or head out for a run can be tricky.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Mark. I'm struggling with that myself at the moment, trying to balance training for Kona. So we've put together a few tips that can help you if you've got very limited time to train.
Try getting your training in before the day really kicks off. After a hectic day, you can lack in energy to really get the most out of yourself in the evening. So starting early means you can get good quality training in before life, work, or family get in the way. But this does mean you'll have to get used to training in the early hours. In fact, Heather, you've already run and cycled this morning before getting here. So what did you do to help?
Here in the UK, we're going into the winter now, so it's getting a bit darker in the mornings, harder to get up for sure, but also it does make training a little bit more difficult. You just need to make sure you're prepared and you've got lights either for your bike or for running. And at the end of the day, when you have got up and you've done that session, it can be so much more rewarding, and also you might get to catch a nice sunrise.
If you're limited for time, then the key is to use the unusable time, and commuting is a killer for wasting time. So if it's possible, combine your training with your commute.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great idea. It does depend how far from work you live, but you can either cycle in, run in, or even on the way home. And well, this morning I chose to cycle because I realised it was going to take just as long in the car, and the bonus, I saved some money.
Yeah, and a good and simple bike session for your commute is to sprint for around 10 to 30 seconds every 5 minutes. Now, if you have a relatively busy route in or there's a lot of junctions, you can use these junctions or lights to sprint from. And this is a really good and fun way of improving your top end power.
Having a training plan can make such a difference with motivation. If I just get up in the morning and plan to do some sort of training, it's very tempting just to press a snooze and forget that session. So as much as you do need to listen to your body, having a structure can make such a difference.
Yeah, and actually having a plan can allow you to be more specific with your training to really maximize that time available. So to use that precious time wisely, you can use it on quality training rather than aimlessly heading out and increasing your mileage. And actually a lot of top age groupers, even professional athletes, have proven this quality over quantity training to be very successful. With a busy life schedule and limited time, you'll have to be pretty organised to juggle 3 sports alongside. And actually, one thing I found to really help is to log everything in a calendar, everything I'm doing day to day, or even a diary. And then you can combine that with your training plan to line things up perfectly. And that will even help when you're packing your kit for the day's training.
As well as packing your kit, it's a good idea to plan your nutrition. For example, if I'm training early in the morning, I'll make a smoothie the night before, so then I can take that, have it straight after my training session and go straight to work, and saving time. Also, if you're training at lunchtime or later in the day, it's a good idea to have some food so that you're fueled and ready to train straight away.
Most of us love being outdoors, and the idea of putting the miles in with a bit of scenery can be really motivating. But riding indoors or training indoors can also be really beneficial. Firstly, riding indoors, you've got less setup time and fewer stops from when you're riding outside. So instantly, you're saving yourself some time. It's also more intense. There are less opportunities to freewheel, and you don't carry your momentum so much. So generally, your heart rate will be higher on an indoor trainer. And of course, you can just crack on with structured sessions without having to worry about roads or junctions or even the time of day. So you can certainly get more out of your rides or runs. And now with the introduction of Zwift, you can ride along with others for a bit more motivation rather than locking yourself away on your own.
There's some tips and ideas for fitting your training in when you're tight for time. And also just remember that recovery is equally important, so you need to try and squeeze that in somewhere as well. And if you've got any suggestions or ideas, we'd love to know what they are, so just leave them in the comments section below and give us the thumbs up. And remember, you can subscribe to GTN by clicking on the globe.
And you can head over to the GTN shop by clicking here. And to see a really short run session using lampposts, just click down here.
And for some essential swim workouts, click down here.